All right. Welcome, one and all, to the Off the Rail Sports Podcast. And we're going to do a little recap of the Sunday world in sports. Get you, get you hip, get you knowledgeable at the office about what's going on in the world of sports this weekend. You may not have seen it, but you can converse like you did. So that's all that matters. I'm giving you street cred. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Thank me later when you hit that like and subscribe. Leave some comments. All right. Let's talk about the NFL. We had the Maurice injury for the Detroit Lions. He is back at the facility. He was carted off in an ambulance and went to the hospital. He did have feeling in his extremities. He was at the facility yesterday, Sunday, which is really good to hear. Nobody wants to see a paralysis. Nobody wants to see any type of infirmity like that. Good for him. I'm glad he's okay. Let's talk about the couple of preseason games that went on. I actually did watch quite a bit of the Chargers playing the Saints, and the Saints really have a difficult time. Excuse me. And they lost their quarterback from last year. He retired, injuries, and they're with two basic rookie quarterbacks, Spencer Rattler and Tyler Soft. And Tyler seems to be the guy in the front seat, but I was watching it. Spencer Rattler played most of the first half. He acquitted himself pretty well. The Chargers do have a very tough defense, even if it is the second string. Jim Harbaugh really preaches that. And they, he just had to kind of grind it out a little. They didn't really do very much. Second half, Tyler came in, mixed bag. He had a 54-yard touchdown, which was really nice, to Mason Tipton. He also had a pick six. So the jury is still out. The second and third week is when you're really going to start to see what these teams really are about. The fourth week, they don't play. They rest everybody. They don't want, they've cut everybody. They've decided on their roster. And the second and third week is where we're going to see some real action going on. First week, it's kind of like, let's just do our baby steps. Let's just try and kind of figure it out. The Bears played the Dolphins, tied 24-all. I'm a Dolphins fan. Try not to hold that against me. Yeah, I know you'll unsubscribe for that one. I don't really know how to put this delicately, but they need to fire the bloody GM. They really do. I do not understand when we have a talent like Tua, but he is prone to getting injured, why we don't have a competent backup. I watched Dolphin games all last year. When Tua went out, it was literally like we were a high school team. There was no threat of us winning. We're down by 6 in the fourth quarter. Yeah, okay. Time to order another entree at Chili's because there's no way we're going to win. Here is our backups. Quinn Ewers, Zach Wilson. They both didn't look very good. Now, granted, they were in the backup. They were behind the backup offensive line. But my God, why are we not going out there and finding somebody for this system? These guys are not like Tua. Tua is a dynamic quarterback. He can run whatever. Let's get somebody like that who's in that mold. So if Tua does go down, the offense doesn't skip a beat. I'm not saying they're going to have to be as prolific. I'm not saying somebody's going to be as good as Tua, but if we're doing a lot of rollouts, if we're doing a lot of curl patterns, things like that, deep flies, I want a guy back there who's used to it. I don't want to go from a Lamar Jackson and the backup is somebody like a more traditional quarterback like Joe Flacco. And I'm not impugning Joe Flacco. He is a very, very good quarterback. And he obviously did well a couple years ago in Cleveland when Deshaun Watson was out. But for the symmetry of the offense, I saw how bad we were last year when Tua wasn't in. It was literally like, okay, let's just draw it up in the dirt. Okay, Tyreek Hill, you go this way. Jalen Waddle, you go that way. And let's just hope. Hopes and prayers. Just saying. I do not understand why we don't have a better backup quarterback there. All right. St. Jude Championship, first round of the FedEx Cup. Justin Rose is your winner. Played really great. Third playoff hole. Smashed a birdie in there. J.J. Spawn played magnificently too. He unfortunately just missed. That's how it goes. Sorry. NASCAR, Shane Van Gisbergen, the road course royalty, won his fourth road course of the year, tying Chase Elliott, the 2020 champion, and Jeff Gordon. Pretty impressive. I'm sure we'll be talking about that to Scott. F1 had the week off. They're going to go to the Dutch Grand Prix next week. Let's get to Major League Baseball. And quite an accomplishment by the Giants' Justin Verlander. 3,500 Ks in his career, 10th all-time. He's 11 behind Walter Johnson. Unfortunately, after the game, all they wanted to talk about was his record, where he is 1-9 in 20 starts with a 4.53 ERA. He struck out the side in the first. Unfortunately, after that, it went sideways really quick, really fast. He's one of those guys who's still believing his stuff is really good. I got to break the news to you, buddy. It isn't. It's not. Cal Raleigh, the amazing catcher for the Mariners, hit his major league best 45th home run. Mariners are hotter than me on the dance floor. They won their 7th straight, playing some really great baseball. Of course, they didn't play great baseball last year when I had them on my, win total. 12 games over in the beginning. I told Brian a couple weeks ago, he'd go, watch, they're gonna falter. They're gonna falter. Well, once again, 2 years in a row, I am literally wrong on everything about them. Let's talk about what happened in Major League Baseball yesterday. Twins took down the Royals 5-3. Reds smashing up on the Pirates 14-8. Barlow gets your win. He is 6-0, 3.7 ERA. Kind of interesting. The Astros took the series from the Yankees, beat them 7-1. Alexander got the win. Yeah, how you doing? And looking at the Yankees, Fried took the loss. He started out like a house on fire. Actually, I took him to win the Cy Young. And, he's still 12-5 with a 2.9 ERA, but man, it's not going too well for the guy. I really like Max Fried. I think it was a great free agent pickup, but boy, oh boy, things are starting to falter the other way. Braves beat the Marlins 7-1. Wentz gets your win. Athletics beat the Orioles 3-2. Alvarado got the win. He's 1-0 with a 3.04 ERA. Tigers took the series from the Angels 9-5. Mize, I told you, the Tigers are the most legitimate team in the American League to get to the World Series. I didn't say win. I said to get there because at the top of the rotation they got Skubal and Mize, and in a 3-game series or a 5-game series or a 7-game series, that is going to be hard to beat. Obviously, a little easier in a 7-game series, but boy, oh boy, at the top, the Tigers seem to be coming out of that funk they've been in for the last 3.5 weeks. White Sox beat the Guardians 6-4. White Sox, 43rd win of the year. Kudos to you guys, playing some good baseball. Brewers beat the Mets 7-6. Brewers are just playing amazing. If I asked you, what do you think the Brewers record is? I bet you would probably say 18, 20 games over 500. They are almost 30 games over 500. 73-44. Wow. That is amazing. Phillies went into Texas and decided they were going to sweep them. They beat them 4-2. Corbin took the loss. Wheeler got the win. He is 10-5 with a 2.6. Phillies on a roll, playing really, really good baseball. They don't even have as many wins as the Brewers. Nationals beat the Giants 8-0. Verlander got the loss. Gore got the win. Red Sox lost at the Padres 6-2. Dylan Cease, we had a nice sighting with him. He 6-10, 4.5 ERA. Diamondbacks beat the Rockies because, hey, everybody does, 13-6. Mariners won their 7th game in a row, beat the Rays 6-3. Wu got the win. He is 10-6 with a 3.0 ERA. Blue Jays finally beat the Dodgers. Hallelujah. I can't wait to see it. Hoffman gets your win 7-4. The Dodgers are 68-50. They are 5 games behind the Brewers. Yeah. And the Cubs lost to the Cardinals in the nightcap 3-2. Sonny Gray gets your win. He's 11-5, playing some really great baseball. I will say this: I am amazed that the Cardinals did not trade him, because they obviously believe they are a winning organization, and they do try every goddamn year. And I wish there was more teams like them, Kansas City, who, even though it's tough, they're still trying to win. All right, that's their Sunday sports recap. I really appreciate you listening to it. And if you could, hit that like and subscribe button. Hey, tell a friend and leave a comment. All right, we'll see you soon on Off the Rails Sports Podcast.